Hey, what's going on, guys? A little unenveloping. I got a little letter in the mail today from Riley in Indiana, and Riley's very smart because he put his address on the reverse side, so I don't have to block it or cut it off or anything like that. But I got this in the mail today, and it says open on camera, so I'm going to do that. I've been EDCing this knife. I believe this is the SDH F35, maybe? 38? 34, I was close. I have this and its twin brother, which has a different blade style, and I love these things. I'm starting to carry an EDC, the smaller fixed blades lately, and this thing has been rocking. So there will be a review in the future, just still in the testing phase on this one. Just a really interesting little fixed blade. So anyway, I'm going to attempt to cut this open without cutting my table. So we'll see if I can do that. Just kind of scoring that first layer. How about that? See what a nice sharp knife can do for you? All right, so you got a letter and, ooh, dollar coin. This has, all right, I was trying to look off the screen there, but I can't do it. I can't do it. Rutherford, hold on a minute. Let's see what's going on here. Get so much detail just by doing this. Rutherford B. Hayes, presidential coin. Pretty cool. I know Christina collects all the dollar coins and stuff like that. You guys know me by now. If it ain't silver, I'm not interested. But Christina, I believe, does collect any of the dollar coins and the Susan B. Anthony's and stuff like that. So, let's see what we got here. Dear Jeff, cutlery lover, 10/14/14. I'd like to ask if you could help me or give me some tips on how to start a good knife collection. I've been watching your videos for a while and I've been wanting to ask you for a while. I would like to know where you get all of your balisong / butterfly knives from. You're so awesome and have a wonderful day. Sincerely, Riley. So no mention of the coin, but I appreciate that. It's pretty cool. I don't know if Christina has this, but this will go right to her. So right off the bat, big thank you from her. Let's see, how do you get started in knife collection? Well, first of all, as far as where I get my balisong stuff, I just posted a video on all my sources. It's not really all my sources, but it's most of them. Put it that way. I always have a little, trick up my sleeve as to where to get stuff. Can't give out all my goodies, but the majority of my internet purchasing has been mentioned in that specific video. I will link everyone who's watching this video in the description box to that one. So if you're wondering where I get my knives, that's where I get them. As far as balisong specifically, KnifeZilla, Blade HQ, Blade Play, those are, three of the top ones, I would say. Yeah, there's a couple other sources out there too, but it just depends on, what model and so forth. But yeah, reference that video because a lot of good information, a lot of good websites, a lot of good companies and good people to support in the knife community with that. But beyond that, how do you get started in knife collecting? Well, I get the question a lot. I actually get the question, how do you get started with Zippo collecting too? Like what do you start with? And honestly, it really comes down to just what you like. It's preference. It doesn't matter whether it's a cheap knife or an expensive knife. It really doesn't. When you're starting off with knife collecting or Zippo collecting or collecting anything, the best thing you can possibly do is educate yourself. You want to read the forums, watch videos on YouTube. There's so much information out there. You can kind of get to know what's good and what's not good. In the case of Zippos, it's completely different with knives because Zippo collecting is basically just getting Zippo models that you like the look of, right? Now, the bigger collectors of Zippos, they try to get the more rare models. There's certain things that are just always going to be sought after, such as, any pre-1970 Zippo models. If you can get something from, the 40s or 50s, people love that stuff, especially if you have, the original packaging. People love that. Paperwork, box. Some people, for Zippo stuff, they collect the old fuel cans. Some people collect just the flints. There's numerous books on values on different things. I would suggest if you're getting to Zippo collecting specifically, I know you didn't mention that, I'm just kind of talking about Zippos anyway because I get the question all the time. If you're looking to get into Zippo collecting, go on Amazon or go on Barnes & Noble and buy these collector's books, and you'll get, by looking at the collector's books and the value books, you'll get ideas as to what you may like. You may look at all these old, flint containers and want to collect those. Some people only collect, Vietnam era Zippos. Some people, there's like the holy grail Zippos for some people. In my case, one Zippo I always wanted was a genuine black crackle World War II Zippo. They're just badass. They're on eBay all the time. They always get like 100, 200 bucks for them. You know, depending on condition, it can go up to like 500 bucks. Some people just collect the oddities. Zippo made so many different products. The table lighters, Zippo table lighters is a very big collectible. You know, they get anywhere from 30 bucks onward up to like 200 bucks or more, just depending on condition and rarity. But as far as like Zippos specifically, pick something that you just really like. To give some examples out there, like I know one person who just collects their birth year. They were born in 1989, I think, and they just go on eBay. They go to, you know, garage sales, and they're constantly on the look for any Zippo from that year. And that's all they collect is their birth year Zippo. Some people only collect brass Zippos. Some people only collect Zippos with cigarette advertisement, you know? Kind of pick an idea or a cool concept and just run with that. And then as you start collecting them, trust me, you'll see other things you like and you'll add to your collection. Such as for me with knives, and I know that was your question. I don't really want to talk about Zippos for a while there. But as far as getting started in a knife collection, buy one knife that you like. Just one cool knife. Watch a bunch of videos, read a bunch of posts on knife forums and blade forums and all these great sources of information. Pick one knife that's in your price range, your budget. Get it, see how you like it, and go from there. If you really, really like the knife, well, go with that company and try something else from their line. And then after you get a second knife from that company, try a completely different company. For example, let's say your first knife, you get like a CRKT. Very accessible. You go to any Walmart, you know, if they happen to have a sporting section that sells knives, they sell the, you know, M16 variants. You go there, you spend like 20 bucks, you get one of those, see what you think about it. If you like it, go get another CRKT model. And then do yourself a favor. After that, get a completely different brand. Okay, try different brands with knife collecting. That's another outlet you can do, or not really outlet, but another way you can get into knife collecting is every time you buy a knife, buy a completely different brand. Like let's say you bought your first knife and it was a Benchmade something or other. Let's say it's a Griptilian. You love it, that's awesome. Save up and get yourself a Spyderco. Doesn't matter what model. Once you get that, save up and get yourself a SOG. And after that, save up and get yourself, you know, a Olmar, you know, and then a CRKT, and then, you know, the list goes on and on and on. But that's what I kind of did when I first got into knives, is I started buying as many knives from as many different companies as possible. And that really gave me a perspective as to what different companies offer. And as you learn about things, of course, you're going to hear about the more expensive ones. And if you're a young viewer or you're an older viewer with very limited funds, I mean, obviously everyone out there with kids, your kids spend your money for you. So you can be making good money, but it doesn't mean you have it to spend on knives. You know, do what you can, stick within your budget. And if there's something you really want to try, save up for it. You know, put a little bit of money each paycheck, or, you know, if you're young, do some chores, you know, mow some lawns for people around your neighborhood. There's ways you can make money. I know I get messages a lot from kids like, oh, you know, I'm not old enough to have a job, but I really like knives and my parents won't give me money for it and stuff. There's a lot of, you know, productive, good things you can do to make money, you know, but obviously you want to confer with your parents or guardians. You can't just grab a lawnmower and start mowing the pedo's lawn down the street. You know, you want to proceed with caution, okay, and talk to your parents about that. But there's plenty of ideas you can do to make money. And more or less, most parents out there, especially grandparents, they would love to give you some money for you to do chores, okay? So, you know, think outside the box. If you're young, there's ways to obtain money so that you can, you know, get into your hobbies if your parents or guardians allow you to do that. So, anyway, yeah, just want to give some ideas out there as far as starting hobbies. Zippos is super easy. Like I said, there's a million different types of Zippos you can want to collect. You know, the sky's the limit with that because there's just thousands and thousands of designs. So there's a lot of like subjects you can get into. But as far as knives, it's actually even more broad because there's so many different types of knives, from, you know, cheap $2 Chinese knives up to, you know, $1,000 customs. So you have to kind of start off somewhere. Everyone starts off somewhere. With the availability of YouTube videos, a lot of people learn a lot quicker than it used to be. Like I said, it took me probably 5 years to really learn about knives because I was reading on the forums. This is before YouTube even existed. I wanted to learn something about knives, I had to read. But now you can hop on YouTube, see a knife video, you know, spend 3 days straight watching YouTube knife reviews, and all of a sudden, boom, you're a knife genius. You know, you pick up on all that information, It's crazy what you can absorb, especially in a video format. It's so much easier to watch and listen. And not only that, but you get, you know, visuals. I'm talking about something, you know, okay, this is jimping. All of a sudden, you know that's jimping, you know? You know that this is called a guard and this is a finger choil, you know? You can watch 3, 4 knife reviews and you got all the information that it took me 4 months to figure out back in the day. So, you know, YouTube is an awesome, awesome outlet for information. So I'd recommend typing in knife review, subscribing to as many people as you can, be diverse, you know, watch other people's videos too, and just listen and notes with what other people are saying, because not everyone's right about what they're saying. So you kind of get a common denominator and go with that. You know, if you get 10, 15 people saying the same thing about something, you can probably bank on the fact that that's correct information. But occasionally you'll run across something that's not correct information. So hopefully you don't pass that on as fact. But anyway, I might be rambling a little bit here. I just want to say thank you, you know, for the letter. I appreciate that. I hope the information helped you out. I hope anyone watching, it helps you out if you're just trying to get started in knives or Zippos or, you know, guns, all this stuff. I mean, I'm telling you, it's education, education, education. Educate yourself. That's the best way you can get into any hobby out there. Go on the forums, read about it, okay? Go to, you know, gun shops if you want to learn about guns. If you want to learn about Zippos, unfortunately, there's not a Zippo shop anywhere, but most smoke shops carry a bunch of different models of Zippos. The internet's your best source, though. Unfortunately, if you're younger, it's hard because you got to rely on the internet for your Zippo fixes. Just too much diversity on the internet to not, you know, to ignore that outlet. Some people, you know, especially if you're younger, parents, they're not comfortable putting their credit card on the internet, all that kind of stuff. I know that's kind of hard. If that's the case and you're really into it, you might want to look into getting like you know, a prepaid credit card from the store or something for your online purchases. But anyway, there's some information. You know, I just can't stress it enough. You got to learn about the hobby way before you start spending your money. Because a lot of people get into a hobby and they start buying stuff and they find they don't like this, they don't like that. It's a waste of money. So educate yourself first. Once you have all that power and knowledge in your mind, then you can spend your hard-earned money or your parents' hard-earned money properly, so that you will get enjoyment out of the products and not disappointment. So anyway, that's it for now. I'm actually going to go outside and do a little bit of work with this knife to continue testing, because EDCing a fixed blade, I mean, you use it like a folder, but you're not really using it, at least not for everyday tasks outside of like a work environment. So anyway, that's it for this one. Thank you very much again for sending a letter. I always appreciate it. So big shout out to Riley in Indiana, and again, appreciate the random dollar coin. That's cool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you got some information. Check the description box for some links about the stuff I talked about. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I will see you soon. Take care.